Hi, and thanks for joining me on my channel, Canadian Board Game Replays. Welcome to Dice Mission. This is a dice rolling game where you are out to prove that you're the best secret agent by being the first to complete all the missions assigned to you using your weapons, dice, and gadgets. This game is a good blend of luck, skill, and strategy. As always, I'll put a link to a how-to video in the comments. And let's get right into the game. So this game is against myself, Paul T111, and the red opponent. So in this game, we've got 6 missions to complete, plus one of the yellow missions down the side. We take turns rolling dice. I believe I'm starting, so let's get started. So I choose roll 5 dice with a couple re-rolls. Okay, so here I've stopped with the 5, 4, 1, 2, 2. And you can see the cards above that are highlighted with a bit of a green tinge to them are the ones that I can currently complete. So we've got the 2 middle cards there. So the 2 left cards, the green ones, are solo cards. They're only based on your dice. The next 2 are versus dice. So it's your dice versus your opponent's dice. And then the last 2 missions, the blue ones, those are team dice. So that basically takes all of your dice for you and your opponent and kind of smashes it all together. So the ones that I'm eligible for here in the middle are the 1. So basically it means that I have to be the only one who has any 1s. So my opponent has no 1s. So obviously that could change. And then the one in the middle is odd numbers. I have to have more odd dice than my opponent. So again, that could change as the opponent's now rolling their dice. So let's see what happens here. Okay, so they rolled, and you can see at the end of the day, based on their roll, I'm currently claiming the 1 dot, so that worked. And then if we look at the odd numbers, I've got 5 and 1, and they've only got a 5. So I think I'm able to claim both those. Let's see if that's what I did. So there's one. Oh, sorry. The one caveat I have to remember, and I forget this all the time, is you can only claim per round 1 mission per category. So green, red, or blue. So I wasn't able to claim both reds, even though I qualified for them, because they are red and you can only take one of them. So I only ended up getting 1 out of this round. So the opponent then gets to claim on the dice as well. So you can see they claim 2 mission cards. So they're technically ahead 2-1 at this point. And you can see that beside the stars, the 1 star per mission accomplished. So we move on. So now it's their turn to roll. So they dictate how many dice to roll, then how many replays I can take. So they went with 5 and 3, 3 rerolls. So I'll get to basically emulate them in that front. And you'll notice here now that I have a gadget I earned last turn. So that gadget is a dice rolling gadget. And I believe that one allows me to get an additional re-roll if I choose. So we'll see when that comes into play. So now I'm rolling my dice here. Again, it's 5 rolls with... okay, so now, yeah, I just completed my other red one. That was the odds. So you can see here I have 1, 2. Well, all my ones are odds, and all theirs, they don't have the same number. So I beat them on that one. So I claim that. And I got a gadget for that because it was complex. And I just claimed another one. So that is actually a pretty tricky one. It's the number of 1s have to equal the number of 3s. And you can see here, I got 1, 2, 3. So good catch for me on that one. And then we roll again. So again, rolling 5 dice here. And the reason we roll 5 dice at this point is if you look on the left side of the screen, these yellow missions, the secret missions, or not secret, but like the public missions that we can all see, they all need a lot of dice. So that's why we're kind of rolling 5. I should also mention out too here is that for people who maybe haven't played it before, you can see all of my cards at the top of the screen and all my opponent's cards at the bottom of the screen. That's obviously not usually the case. I've done some special user interfacing here to make that happen. But normally you would only see your cards and you wouldn't see your opponent's cards. So just point that out, for anyone who hasn't played the game yet. And if you haven't, go play it. Great game. All right, let's keep on going. So I roll, they roll. I claimed one there, so the green one. So that was good. And now up 4-3, so that's excellent. Oh, they claimed another one, so we're at 4-4. All right, so they start rolling here. They're going with 5 dice again. Let's see, do they use all the rerolls? They do. Let's see if I do the same. Okay, so now you can see here I've got 3 4s and 2 6s. Pretty good hand. Let's see what I do with that. They claimed a bunch. That was a big one for them. So I'm using a gadget here. So what I did was I took one of their dice and I switched it with one of my dice. So now instead of having 3 4s and 2 6s, I have 3 6s and 2 4s. And as you can see the public mission flying across the screen here when I paused it, that's going to earn me this one because it's you have to get a 3 of a kind, 5s or 6s, and then a pair, which is what I have. So that's a good one because those are generally the harder ones to get, the public missions. So we'll see where it goes from here. Earning more gadgets as we go. That's great. So making these decisions on, when to re-roll, how many dice to roll, those are really important. Generally, I like to roll a lot of dice, but sometimes you run in situations where, maybe you only want 2 dice because you're working on a current mission where that works. So now, looking at where I'm at this point, I realized that I may be in a position to win this game, which is pretty amazing coming back from behind. And the reason I see that is, just lucky roll here. So I have 2, 2, 2, which then gets me that set of 3 2s on the left side of the green mission. And then the blue mission states that we need to have more 3s than 6s when we combine our roll with our opponent's roll. So we have 2 3s here. So gives us a pretty good edge. Let's see what they see. Now remember, they can't see what I have. So they're not going to be able to choose what they roll to screw me here. They're not seeing mine. So keep that in mind as we go here. And let's see what happens. So, okay, so they only did 1 reroll and they have a 3 and 2 6s. So you can see here we've got a total of 3 3s and 2 6s. So that I qualify for that as well as the 2 2s. And this will be the end of the game. And that's it, end of the game. So you can see here, the final score is 7-6. So you had to complete your 6 starting missions plus the 1 public mission, so that makes 7. And yeah, that was a great game, pretty quick. He got the early start, and then he kind of came back with a little bit of luck in the last round there. Heck, a lot of luck, let's be honest. That last time was a lot of luck to get those 2 missions, especially based on his role. So, but yeah, that's kind of the way the game works. There's certainly luck involved and skill and strategy as well in choosing how to re-roll, kind of like Yahtzee style, choosing which ones to keep. So thank you for watching this game. If you can make a comment regarding feedback, please feel free to do so. If you can also make any comments on any new games I should be commentating from BGA, if the new game popped up and you want to see me commentate it and go through the strategy, please do so. Make those comments in the comment. I love learning new games and not only learning them, but learning the strategies behind them. So I hope you enjoyed today's game and you'll tune in for others. Thank you very much. Bye.